Hello there, this is Amy Twigger Holroyd. I'm an Associate Professor of Fashion and Sustainability at Nottingham, Trent University in the UK. Today I'm talking about my newly established project, Fashion Fictions, which I've set up with the aim of supporting people to explore alternative fashion worlds together. The globalised fashion and textile industry is deeply implicated in the devastation of Earth's life-supporting systems, with the entire garment life cycle generating negative environmental and social impacts. These impacts are exacerbated by the tremendous growth in the volume of garments sold worldwide in recent decades. Sustainability initiatives led by the fashion industry have been incremental and inadequate. Radical alternatives are urgently needed. Amidst the devastation of the coronavirus pandemic, as the writer Arundhati Roy suggests here, space is opening up for us to imagine, what if? It's within this context that I've set up my speculative design research project, Fashion Fictions. As I'll explain, the initiative provides a structure within which people can generate, experience and reflect on engaging fictional visions of alternative fashion cultures and systems. You can find out more at fashionfictions.org. I've set up some parameters to guide these fictional visions. They specify positive and enticing parallel worlds, exploring the social and cultural factors that surround practices of use, rather than focusing on production, and that sit beyond what happens or even feels possible today. Many speculative design projects can be criticised for elevating the professional designer above a passive and silent audience, as highlighted by De Oliveira and Prado 2018. I'm attempting to avoid this pitfall by using a participatory methodology informed by interventional anthropology. In research terms, the project aims to understand how alternative fashion cultures and systems might be imagined and experienced, and to uncover real-world examples of these alternatives. As a form of activism, the project contributes to the emergent post-growth fashion movement, with an ultimate aim of inspiring new ways of living with clothes. The project has a three-stage structure, with diverse groups of participants involved throughout. First, we create brief written outlines of fictional fashion cultures and systems. We build on these outlines at prototyping workshops, and finally run projects in which participants can enact and experience the prototyped worlds. To make a start, I've created an initial set of 5 fictional worlds. In developing my fictions, I draw inspiration from use-intensive individual fashion practices, low-consumption historical dress cultures, and non-capitalist systems in other sectors. On the website, each summary leads to a 100-word outline. Like this one, for World 2. In World 2, there was a worldwide ban on synthetic dyes half a century ago, which has led to a diverse range of intentional staining practices. Along with the outline, I summarise the key points of the fiction in terms of what if, issue, and inspiration. Soon, after I've gone through the ethics process, I'll be inviting others to submit their own fictions. I've adapted my initial plan to embrace this because I think it's important to bring others' voices in from the start. My outlines draw on my expertise in sustainable fashion, but also, of course, reflect my positionality. I recently ran a pilot of the second stage, in which small groups of participants worked together to create visual and material prototypes for one of the written outlines. This group chose World 2, the one with no synthetic dyes, and used their different skills and experiences as they developed their thinking through making. This was the outcome of that group's collaboration at the workshop, the Instagram feed of a natural dye company in World 2. As they created this, the group were discussing the challenges and difficulties that might be found within such a fashion system, along with its joys and satisfactions. The group then progressed to a pilot of stage 3, having a go at enacting World 2 in their everyday lives. Once a week they dress as if in that world, and they've been exploring non-chemical ways of colouring their garments too. They share their embodied experiences and reflections via a WhatsApp chat. The 3-stage structure that I've briefly explained is designed to encourage participants to adapt and even subvert the material they're working with at each stage. This corresponds with a proposal by De Oliveira and Prado, outlined here, for a decolonised approach to speculative design. Although the project is about fictional systems, it provides a way of discovering historical and contemporary real-world examples of sustainable fashion systems that could provide insights for the future. For example, here one of the participants mentions the dress culture of East Asia in the 19th and early 20th centuries. In terms of participants, I'm planning to work with some specialists, fashion theorists and historians, fashion and textile practitioners, and people with design skills, but primarily with wearers. The research will be strengthened by the diversity of these participants, so I'm currently thinking through how I can reach people beyond my own demographic. Part of my strategy is to seek out international partners who could run a version of this project with their students, or otherwise help to spread the word. If you have any ideas on this, I would be delighted to hear from you. Thank you very much for listening. Bye!